Hey everybody, I'm Tim and today we're looking at cigars that are deceivingly dark. You're watching Cigars Daily. Hey, get more out of this and all our videos when you join the community on Cigars Daily Plus. People who are just getting into cigars don't really fully realize this. At least I didn't when I was first getting into cigars. There is this huge breadth of different shades of wrapper leaves out there. And in a very general sense, you can determine the strength of a cigar according to the shade of that wrapper leaf. Just saying that is going to really incite some irritation from the cigar nerds or aficionados out there. They're going to come after me in the comments, very likely, because they are all telling you, no, the cigar wrapper leaf, the dark ones aren't always strong. The mild ones aren't always light in color. And that is sort of true because there are certainly cigars that break this rule. But I tell people frequently that in a very general sense, a cigar's strength can be closely associated with a wrapper leaf. A nice Connecticut shade that's the color of coffee with a little cream in it, that's typically a more mild cigar for strength. And if you look at something that's dark and obsidian black, that's typically going to be a stronger, punchier cigar with pepper and spice and all kinds of strength. But truthfully, there are lots of cigars that break this rule, enough that it bears its very own video. So today I want to dig into some blends that are deceptively dark. These are ones with darker, stronger looking wrappers that actually hit closer to medium in strength. These are going to be the kind of selections that an aficionado would be looking for if they're trying to expand their palate and try new things without making their way into the murky waters of really powerful stuff that maybe they haven't liked before, or for people who just flat out don't like a lot of black pepper on the retrohale or thick spice in the back of the throat, overpowering stuff. These are cigars that are dark, often oily, even Maduro wrappers that hit quite close to medium in strength. And of course, I'm going to ask you here about your opinions of these. If you're familiar with a blend that's deceptively dark but really hits more to closer to medium, or even as a creamy, smooth, or sweeter flavor profile, put those down below. Let us know what the best ones are. And with no further ado, let's jump right in. My first selection today is really less about a single blend, and it's more about this whole brand. And that is Perdomo's Vintage 12-Year Maduro. Now, Perdomo does this through pretty much all of their lines. Nick Perdomo, very consistent dude, makes his cigars in a Connecticut shade, a sun-grown wrapper, and a Maduro. But I regularly find Nick's Maduros to not be wholesale strong cigars. They definitely have some of those darker profiles to them, notes like coffee and leather. But truthfully, and especially with the Vintage 12-Year, you find this level of refinement from how Nick treats his leaf. Nick's wrappers are all aged for at least 5 years. On this Vintage 12-Year, he ages the wrapper leaf for 12 whole years. That's a very long time. The affecting result, again, is that addition of that extra layer of refinement as the leaf gets a little bit more time to age, a little bit more time to meld with a little bit smoother of a flavor. It's a cigar that, again, for me, isn't full strength. It's more in the medium strength area. And for people who don't like a lot of pepper and spice, you want something a little smoother, Perdomo's Maduros consistently produce exactly that experience. And my next selection is one that's more or less hot off the presses. I'm pretty excited about this, but this is a newer brand to the market, and that is Mayflower Cigars with the Mayflower Dusk. Now, this cigar is billed as a more medium to full strength cigar, but uses an Ecuador Habano wrapper leaf to create a really nice medium to full profile. And this is the thing. With a lot of these cigars, you may find that they get a little more full strength as you taper down into the final third, but the predominant experience, really the highlight of the experience of these, all lives closer to medium strength. This cigar has no significant spice that grips the back of the throat or pepper on the retrohale. The retrohale is really nice and easy on this cigar, while it still gives off nice bolder notes like leather and coffee, a little bit of earth in this blend too. For a cigar that's Nicaraguan, Nicaraguan, this thing doesn't act very Nicaraguan, being that Nicaraguan leaf is known for being a little bit spicier. But truthfully, being, by the way, the cigar of Daily Wire host Michael Knowles, seems like Michael has worked with some pretty savvy blenders to create a new line of cigars, one of them being the Dawn, which is for sure billed as the milder, and the other one being the Dusk, which is billed as like sort of your have this with a steak and potatoes dinner. Still sits pretty damn close to medium strength, not really a creamy, smooth flavor profile, has a little bit of grit to it, but all of that kind of stuff I think turns people off to bolder cigars, like really punchy flavor. It doesn't take you to that point. I think it makes it a decent experience for people looking to expand their palates. And then I got a cult classic for you. This one is an AJ Fernandez made cigar from a brand called Artesano del Tobacco. This is Viva La Vida. It uses a Habano 2000 Oscuro wrapper. And the word oscuro in Spanish means dark. It's a very dark wrapper leaf. Uses a lot of Nicaraguan leaf in it, and the flavor profile on this is really truly like hits at the heart of what I want to talk about in this video. This is not a full-on, full-strength, punch you in the mouth, kick you in the crotch, and leave you crying in the parking lot type blend. This thing's a lot smoother, and the natural sweetness of this comes out a lot more readily with a flavor profile that centers around leather, caramel, a nice oaky note in there, a really nice cigar with some thick chewy smoke to it as well. Again, if you don't like a lot of pepper or spice, this one will land like right on the bullseye of a cigar that provides a pleasing experience without all the hullabaloo of offending your senses. And then I got a cigar that truly breaks the mold on this whole idea that darker cigars are stronger, because this cigar is like obsidian black. A cigar that comes across like it's gonna just be powerful. This thing truly full-on medium strength. The flavor profile on this is like cinnamon, oak, and coffee, but really, once again, devoid of a very punchy flavor that's really gonna knock the wind out of you. I know a lot of people who go through Macanudo cigars like their water, and amongst them, the consensus is this: the Macanudo Inspirado Red is the strongest, although it's not nearly as dark as the black here, which really gives a nice, satiating, and much sweeter experience. And last but most certainly not least is the American Viking Cigars Box Press Rebellion. This box press blend features a dark Nicaraguan Habano wrapper. Hold on, let me chime in here for a second. I'm editing this video at my desk right now, and I just went and got a Box Press Rebellion because I don't think what I put in this video originally like really gives a good picture of the truth. I talked about the Rebellion, which does have this dark Habano wrapper, and it is a very deceptively dark cigar because it hits so close to medium strength. And the honest to God truth is, this cigar is medium strength, creamy smooth, because I just didn't really have a good vision for a strong cigar when we were doing the American Viking blends. You know, when American Viking, the blending happened in 2019, I was still like all on board with very mild, very creamy Connecticut's. It was like everything I lit up was one of those. So when this blend came out of the blending room and we sat with the master blender, this one was pretty much like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. And it wasn't strong. It wasn't very powerful. In fact, the Dama Velada is actually stronger with a Habano Rosado wrapper significantly than the Box Press Rebellion, which really hits closer to like a medium, creamy, like abundantly sweet, chocolatey flavor. Still a cigar that I really love, and inadvertently one of those deceptively dark ones, but not because we intentionally did it that way. I think just because I was so biased toward mild cigars. For people who are looking to grow the palate and try something new, get into those bolder cigars, or again, just flat out don't like pepper and spice, and I've met a lot of people out there who are that way, it's the perfect blend to light up, experience some of those bolder, darker flavors without, again, like waging war on your palate to see exactly what the thing can take before it cries mercy. This is a cigar that'll give you a medium body experience with all that smoothness and nothing to turn you away. Now, I really do want to stay on my soapbox that pisses off all of the cigar nerds and aficionados out there. In a general sense, yes, Darker cigars are the stronger ones. If the wrapper leaf says Maduro or San Andreas Negro or Connecticut Broadleaf or Oscuro in the name, typically they're going to be the full strength offering, and very often those are the blends that do come with nice strong spice in the back of the throat and black pepper. And if that's your sort of thing, these may not be the blends that are going to absolutely blow you away. But again, for people who are looking for different areas to test the waters, you try the Connecticut shade, then that Cameroon, then the Sumatras and the Habanos of the world. Even in the world of darker cigars, there are some that are safe to try without worrying that you're going to find something that's going to you're going to light it up and be like, oh no, what have I done? What have I done to myself for the next hour and a half? Anyway, I do want to hear from all of you. What are the cigars that are dark in color but don't offer all the strength of something that is full sail whole power? Drop those down below and I'd love to hear more from you and check out with you guys there. And of course, get more out of this video on the community on Cigars Daily Plus. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Tim signing off for Cigars Daily, and I will see you in the comments.